Am I the a-hole for inviting my brother's ex-fling to Thanksgiving dinner and offending his GF? Am I the a-hole for stopping my ex from meeting our son and intentionally sabotaging my dad? Am I the a-hole for telling my neighbors their kids could not sled on my hail after they insisted on me not letting my dog outside while they're out there? Am I the a-hole for inviting my brother's ex-fling to Thanksgiving dinner and offending his GF? I hosted Thanksgiving this year for the first time in my house. Some backstory here: my brother used to be friends with that girl named Anya. They didn't dare, but they hooked up a couple of times. I love Anya and I always hoped that she and my brother would end up dating. I met her through him and I ended up having a good relationship with her. We're not that close, but occasionally we text and talk on the phone, and sometimes go out for some coffee once in a while. We had an inside joke about how she'd be my future sister-in-law because I'll make sure to set her up with my brother. My brother is now dating his girlfriend Sarah for around 3 years. He went NC with Anya 2 years ago because, according to him, Anya had disrespected his GF multiple times and was acting possessive of him. Once he told me that Anya told Sarah how I'm the future wife of your boyfriend, my brother apparently was offended with Anya's behavior and cut her off. I don't know if any of this is true and I don't care that much. I've kept in contact with Anya and she occasionally tells me how sad she is. Things turned out that way with my brother and I said that if I had the chance, I'd set them up, but I'm not sure it's easy to do that now. She says how she always wanted to be part of our family and she feels like she lost her spot to Sarah. I assured her that I still consider her family, even if she's not dating my brother, and I'll always love her more no matter what. So lately, Anya and I got closer and I invited her on my Thanksgiving dinner that my husband and I hosted to our house. When my brother found out Anya is invited, he went off on me and said I'm so disrespectful for inviting the girl who tried to break him and Sarah up, and how this is disrespectful to him, Sarah, and their relationship. He also claimed that I never gave a chance to Sarah and tried to get close to her because I'm so stuck on the idea of him dating Anya, which is creepy. I told him it's my house and I can invite whoever I want to there and don't need his permission. Anya and I get along perfectly fine and I don't care what she did to them. She'll always be the one that got away from my brother in my eyes. My brother said that he and his GF won't attend my Thanksgiving dinner, and they didn't. Anya still attended. My mom has sided with me and said that my brother and Sarah are acting like brats and they're toxic and insecure, but my husband and my father have told me I acted like TA and I should understand where Sarah and my brother come from. Am I the a-hole for stopping my ex from meeting our son and intentionally sabotaging my dad? My ex ended our engagement unexpectedly and I still don't know why. I was pregnant at the time and he completely disappeared. Nobody would tell me where he was despite our families being friends and having many mutual friends. Everyone kept claiming they had no idea where he was, which I know was a lie. Well, he decided to show his face again. My dad told me he would be coming to our house for dinner to discuss business and that he wanted to meet our son. At first, I was furious and I told him there was no way I would let him meet my son, but after many arguments, I pretended to give in. The day he was supposed to come, I took my son to a friend's house for the night. I wasn't planning to go back home for dinner because I didn't want to see my ex, but my friend suggested I go so that I knew what was being said. I don't regret going, but it was a shit show. My dad was pissed at me for hiding my son from my ex, and my ex was pissed at my dad for not being able to deliver what he promised. My ex was also pissed at me and claimed I couldn't keep him away from his son. I told him pigs would fly before I let him near my son. After my ex left, my dad threatened to kick me out for sabotaging things for the family, and he kept calling me a stupid girl and asking me why I couldn't just listen to him for once. My brother sided with him too, which surprised me because he always takes my side normally. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for telling my neighbors their kids could not sled on my hail after they insisted on me not letting my dog outside while they're out there? The house I recently moved into has a hill on the edge of the yard. I've talked to my neighbors a few times and they seemed like nice people. A couple days ago, we got our first real snowfall of the winter. My neighbors reached out to me and asked if I minded if their kids went sledding on the hill. They said that the previous owner of the house had let them use it, but they wanted to check with me. I hardly use the part of the yard and have no need for it when it's covered with more than a foot of snow, so I said sure. However, today they reached out again. They explained that they would like me to bring my dog inside while their kids are sledding because it makes them nervous. I told them that she was always tied up when she was outside and no danger to their kids. But they were welcome to keep their kids inside if they saw her out, and that if their kids were sledding, I would stay out with her. They said that since the bottom of the hill was on their land, I couldn't restrict their access to it, and that I was endangering their kids by letting my dog be outside unsupervised with them. I repeated what I said, and added that if they wanted to meet my dog, they could come over to meet her sometime. They just got more upset I wouldn't bring her inside and ended up threatening to call animal control on me for having an out-of-control dog. For reference, she's a maybe 40-pound older mixed breed who could probably not forge her way through the snow to where their kids are sledding, even if she wanted to. She just loves sitting out in the snow. I was very upset at this point and told them they could forget about their kids sledding on the hill and that if they're going to make unreasonable demands, they could not come on my property. They tried backtracking but ended up getting upset at me again. Now I'm wondering if I'm being the a-hole because I could just agree to their requests and bring her inside. Am I the a-hole?